So today we shall be looking at this topic called bearings and distances. Bearings and distances. Now, this is one of the branches of mathematics that is very, very essential. That is, we use bearings to describe the location of a place from another place. Or if you want to describe the location of an object from another object, you need the concept of bearing or the knowledge of bearing to describe the location of a place from another place. Now, what is the meaning of bearing? Bearings in mathematics are angles. That is, in general, now bearings in mathematics are angles used to measure directions, crucial for navigation and solving problems on geometry involving positions. So this is the meaning of bearings. So that is, they are angles that we use to measure directions. So crucial for navigation and solving problems on geometry involving position. So this is the simple meaning of this word bearings in mathematics. Now we have examples of bearing. So we have 50 degrees, 175 degrees, then we have 67 degrees northeast, which can also be written as 67 degrees northeast. This can be written as this. Then this also can be written as 68 degrees southwest, or either this or this. So etc. Or we have other examples of bearing. Now coming to distances. So distances are spaces or gaps between two positions. When you are given two positions, if you measure the gap between two positions or the space between them, then that is the distance between the two positions. That is, we can have 5 meters. Examples are 5 meters, 7 meters, 8 kilometers, 17 kilometers, 119 centimeters. These are units of distances. We have meter, can measure in meter, can measure in kilometer, can measure in centimeter, can measure in feet, they can measure in inches, so it can measure in decimeter. Those are units of length, so distances. Now, there are spaces or gaps between two positions. Now, the types of bearings that we have, there are two main types of bearings, and they are: number one, we have true bearings, or we call it three figure or bearings, or it can be called 3-digit bearing. We have true bearings, or we call 3-figure bearings or 3-digit bearing. So e.g., so as the name implies, 3-figure. Here we have 3-figure, 0, 0, 5. Then we have 5 degrees. So this is 19 degrees, 275 degrees, 315 degrees. There are so many examples. We have other examples of bearing. Now, the reference point, when it comes to true bearing, the reference point is always not the North Pole. So you are going to take North Pole as the reference point, and the angle is measured in degree. So the angle is measured in degree and in clockwise direction. It's measured in degree and in clockwise direction. In clockwise direction. You have to move in clockwise direction and not the other way around whenever you want to measure, or whenever you want to represent or describe the location of an object or a place using true bearing. Now, the second example of bearing, types of bearing that we have, the second type of bearing that we have is called compass bearings, or we call it quadrantal bearing. So from the word quadrant, so we have quadrant, then we have quadrantal bearing. So we have quadrantal bearings. Another name for compass bearing is called quadrantal bearing. And this word quadrantal is from the word quadrant. And this quadrantal is an adjective that qualifies this bearing. Now, e.g., we have 67 degrees northeast, 29 degrees southwest, then we have 19 degrees northwest, and 30 degrees southeast. So the reference points here, here we have only north as the reference point, but here there are two reference points. That is, it can be from the north and can also be from the south. In this case, so it depends on the pole or the cardinal point that you are using with these two poles. If you are using north and east, that means you move in the clockwise direction. But if you are using north and west, you move the other way around. So this can be in clockwise and can also be in anti-clockwise. It depends on the angle that we are giving. So the angle we are giving here determines whether you move in clockwise direction or you move in anti-clockwise direction. But here, the reference point is always either north or the south poles. The next video, we are going to look at how to describe or how to determine the bearing of a place from another place. I will make video on that after this. Please like, comment and share. Thank you.